Landing a fighter jet on an aircraft carrier is widely considered one of the most difficult tasks in aviation. Unlike traditional runways on land that can stretch for several miles, an aircraft carrier offers pilots only a few hundred feet of landing space. The flight deck is also constantly moving with the motion of the ocean. Waves, wind, and the speed of the carrier itself all affect the landing environment. Because of this, pilots must guide their aircraft with extreme precision toward a narrow landing zone. For pilots flying the F-35C Lightning II, this challenge becomes even greater. The F-35C is the carrier-based variant of the F-35 family, specifically designed for operations at sea. While it shares many systems with other versions of the aircraft, it also includes important modifications that allow it to operate safely from aircraft carriers. Compared to the other variants, the F-35C features larger wings and stronger control surfaces. These larger wings provide additional lift and better stability at lower speeds, which is essential when approaching the carrier during landing. The aircraft also has reinforced landing gear designed to withstand the tremendous impact forces that occur when landing on a carrier deck. Operating from an aircraft carrier requires a highly coordinated process involving the pilot, the carrier's flight crew, and advanced technology working together. Before any mission begins, the aircraft is carefully inspected and prepared by technicians on the flight deck. Every system must be checked, from the engine and sensors to the landing gear and tailhook. The flight deck of an aircraft carrier is often described as one of the most intense working environments in the military. Jet engines produce extreme heat and powerful exhaust that can knock a person off balance. Aircraft taxi across the deck in tight spaces, while crew members guide them into position using hand signals. Communication on the flight deck relies heavily on visual coordination. Each crew member wears a specific colored uniform that represents their role in the operation. Yellow shirts direct aircraft movement, green shirts handle catapult and arresting gear systems, while other teams focus on safety and maintenance. Once the aircraft is ready, it is moved into position on the carrier's catapult system. Unlike land-based aircraft that accelerate along long runways, carrier-based jets rely on powerful catapult systems to launch them into the air. Modern aircraft carriers use either steam-powered catapults or advanced electromagnetic launch systems. In just a few seconds, the catapult accelerates the aircraft from 0 to over 150 miles per hour. The force of the launch pushes the pilot firmly back into the seat as the jet is rapidly thrown forward off the flight deck and into the sky. Within seconds, the aircraft transitions from the confined environment of the carrier deck into open air above the ocean. Once airborne, the aircraft begins its mission. The F-35C is widely regarded as one of the most advanced fighter jets ever developed. It combines stealth technology, powerful sensors, and sophisticated onboard computers to provide pilots with a detailed picture of the battlefield. The aircraft's sensors can detect threats from long distances, while advanced communication systems allow it to share information with other aircraft and command centers in real time. Its stealth design reduces its radar signature, making it significantly harder for enemy radar systems to detect or track the aircraft. This combination of stealth, sensor capability, and networked communication gives the F-35C a significant advantage in modern combat operations. But regardless of the mission, every flight must eventually return to the aircraft carrier. And that is where the most difficult part of the operation begins. Landing on an aircraft carrier requires extraordinary precision and concentration. Pilots must approach the carrier at an exact speed and angle. If the aircraft is too slow, it could stall before reaching the deck. If it is too fast, the jet may overshoot the landing area and miss the arresting cables entirely. As the aircraft approaches the carrier, the pilot carefully aligns the jet with the angled landing area of the flight deck. Aircraft carriers use angled decks so that landing aircraft do not interfere with jets preparing for launch on the forward part of the ship. During the final approach, pilots rely on an optical landing system to guide them. This system uses lights to provide visual cues that help the pilot maintain the correct glide path toward the deck. Even small deviations in altitude or alignment must be corrected immediately. The final seconds before touchdown require intense focus. At the rear of the aircraft, a special device known as the tailhook is lowered. The tailhook is designed to catch one of several steel arresting cables stretched across the flight deck. These cables are connected to powerful hydraulic systems capable of absorbing the enormous kinetic energy of a landing jet. As the aircraft touches down on the deck, the tailhook catches one of the cables. Within a fraction of a second, the cable tightens and rapidly slows the aircraft. A fighter jet traveling at more than 150 miles per hour can be brought to a complete stop in less than 2 seconds. The forces involved during this process are tremendous. Both the aircraft and the pilot experience significant stress as the arresting gear absorbs the aircraft's momentum. This is why carrier pilots undergo extensive training before they are allowed to land on an operational aircraft carrier. Pilots must complete hundreds of practice landings at specialized training facilities designed to simulate carrier conditions. These facilities use short runways and arresting cables to replicate the unique challenges of carrier landings. Only after mastering these techniques are pilots cleared to perform landings at sea. Carrier aviation represents one of the most powerful capabilities of modern naval forces. Aircraft carriers act as mobile air bases that can operate anywhere across the world as oceans. They allow nations to project air power across vast distances without relying on land-based airfields. With advanced aircraft like the F-35C operating from their decks, these ships provide unmatched flexibility and global reach. For the pilots who fly these aircraft, every successful landing represents the completion of another demanding mission. And every time the tailhook catches the arresting cable, it demonstrates the incredible coordination between advanced technology, rigorous training, and human skill. It is a moment that lasts only a few seconds, but it represents years of preparation and one of the most challenging tasks in all of aviation.